So my point is this. In spite of all those events, I can still say I have a good life. So you can bounce back, okay? You can bounce back from adversity. And I think Shaun is doing a fantastic thing, equipping you with life skills, okay? Because what you learn at school will never prepare you for life. Okay? Nothing could have, nothing at law school, nothing of what I learned at law school could have prepared me for the life events that happened to me, Yeah?
And so you are here right now. You are unscarred, unscratched.
I wouldn't say that. Nobody sees the broken pieces.
What's your secret sauce?
Okay.
Okay, before that, we went through that cycle of going down to depression and then finding meaning all the way up. How accurate is that of you? Do you want to see that? Have you seen that?
This. Yeah, let's put things in context here.
Hey Max, I need your help. How do I get that thing out? Okay. Okay, let's talk about experiences. Yeah? What happened when you found out that your kids? How accurate is this graph?
I never realized that was what I was going through. You see?
She was in the toilet when I explained this. So we did not exchange.
So you see how a human responds to adversity. Actually, you have the theory, right? But I think it happens to you instinctively as well. Nobody told me this, but I can promise you that this is exactly what I went through. Yeah, that's powerful stuff.
So can we we are skipping a few steps here because we know each other well, but to a lot of people it's a little bit confusing as to what exactly happened.
Okay.
So let's start with that same week, whereby you discovered both of your kids have special spectrum, or what do you call that?
Okay, so 2018, 2018. So I'll take you back to 2018. I was a serving magistrate and judge at the time. I was just going to have. I was happy. I had 4 boys at the time, and finally I was having a girl. Dream come true. I was on top of the world, and I had my baby. The thing is, it was a very different experience from my other birth, from the other births of my children. My baby was brought into the intensive care unit. She was not breathing when she was born. And so for 2 weeks, the doctors didn't know what was wrong with her. They only knew that she couldn't swallow, so she was tube fed and all that. After 2 weeks, I was told that she had Charge syndrome, which is a very rare genetic disorder. So that affects multiple organs. In the body. And Fatima is legally deaf-blind. Okay, she's had 18 surgeries. She's about she's 2.5 years now, and we lived in the hospital for 1 year. Okay. During the time that she was born, they threw around a lot of medical terms like brain atrophy. In fact, they told me that she wouldn't, in all likelihood, she wouldn't be able to talk, walk. But we've worked very, very hard to get her to where she is now. So she's now doing very, very well. During the time of her diagnosis, I also received my son's diagnosis that he was on the spectrum. So I cried for 1 whole day actually, thinking how on earth I was going to sort of face and face all these challenges. That, it was a shock. I was so unprepared for it. So I can only tell you what I did that day, which was really to cry the whole day. But the way you respond to a situation is really important. You can either let the situation overwhelm you, overcome you, or you can tell yourself, look, no, I'm going to look for solutions. So a lot of sort of overcoming adversity has a lot to do with how you react, your ability to respond in the most appropriate way.
Were you clear-minded from the beginning? After that one day of crying, and then you
and
go
allowing myself to process. Yes, I think I was, because, and I did that, and I empowered myself by acquiring knowledge. I had to learn about autism. I had to learn about charge syndrome. That is, when it leaves you feeling less helpless, right? It gives you more solutions rather than just looking at the problem. You give yourself options, and that's really, really important. You've got to keep yourself together and think, okay, what else can I do? Along with the sort of the difficulties in managing two different diagnoses, I had my career to think about, and my career was everything to me. I was 19 years in, almost 20 years, I had already made judge. And then I have this situation where I couldn't, I was living in a hospital. But you see, one of the things that I learned about managing adversity is that what you have to do is you have to be able to accept the worst case scenario. You need to be able to accept the worst case scenario and think, yeah, I'm going to be okay.
What was the worst case scenario for you?
Actually, worst case scenario for me was actually losing my daughter.
And everything else is a bonus.
Everything, yeah, losing my daughter, because I faced that possibility over and over again. Yes?
When you received the news about the diagnosis of your two children, did the doctor, or do you blame yourself for the...
No. No, and no, not at all actually. The other thing about overcoming adversity is to live with grace. You really have to. You have to. Any kind of adversity is an opportunity for you to grow. It gives you purpose as well.
Mindset.
Yeah, it's mindset. It is absolute mindset. The solutions don't appear overnight. The solutions come to you as you navigate. Okay. One of the biggest ways that I managed to sort of accept my circumstances was how I met Shaun. I set up this platform for special needs families. It became my purpose. So in raising my children, in having to face all these challenges head on, it gave me a purpose. It made me think, hey, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. I gave up my career, right? I gave up my career and I thought, hey, well, if the rest of my life is going to look like this, helping my children, helping other special needs families, hey, it's not such a bad thing.
So, what happened last year in November? Zubaidah masterminded and pulled together some of the most amazing resources to help family with kids with disability on a platform called Impian platform for 2 days or 1 day. 2 days. For 1 day, there is 20 different booths. All these informations are scattered around all over Brunei. So there are 20 different booths of supporters. There may be professionals, there may be government and non-government organizations, all who are service providers to help family with disability. She was able to pull that all together. She was able to pull in, 8, 10, 12?
25.
No. In terms of speakers.
Oh, speakers, we had about 8.
Eight speakers who are, top level doctors, specialists, on the platform to explain to the people of Brunei what this is all about. Yeah.
And that all came out of hardship, So that all came out of, sort of facing adversity. And so the adversity really has a purpose sometimes, you just have to wait for the wisdom that comes, There is hikmah. There's always hikmah. You just have to wait for it. And of course, it will not always be obvious, but you have to believe, and faith is important. Whatever religion a person subscribes to, you have to have faith. You have to have faith that things happen to you for a reason. So,
There was a question there, sorry.
Yeah. I just want to ask, when was this all coming down, you accept things? When was the pivotal moment for you? You just want to start this helping other people. Was everything is going on with your personal life, and then when was the time you just want to help build up this community to help others?
Yeah, how do you have time?
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Jeez.
So yeah, I resigned in April last year. Okay, I had worked my whole adult life from the time I was 22. From 22 up till last year, I had worked my whole adult life. I actually got involved in COVID with my sister over there. The Scrubs Drive camp.
Sister?
She is my sister from another mother.
Oh, okay.
When COVID happened, Dago Camp and 2 other individuals and myself, we got together, we did a Scrubs Drive for COVID.
It's all over the news.
Yeah.
That's it.
So we managed to, we managed 120,000. 120. Yeah, thereabouts, yeah. The bells, of medical equipment and all that. And even when you face adversity, the best response is to be useful and to find purpose. Honestly, it is, that is, and to be grateful. To be grateful, it teaches you gratitude. It really teaches you how to be more grateful. Adversity. With each and every adversity overcome, you build up resilience. Okay, so just for example, when I lost my parents, at 36, that needed to happen for me to be stronger for the next event that happened. It suddenly all made sense, right? And it will, as those things happen, you will understand, no wonder that happened. It was preparing me for the next big life event. So when you face adversity, don't, try not to be beaten down by it at all. Manage it. Manage it for the next big thing. Okay. So coming back to answer that question, I think really the best response to adversity is to find purpose. To look for ways that you can be of service. Being of service to other people is fantastic. It is really, it is a really good thing to do.
See, the difference here is, while we are looking at Zubaidah's story, it's not a movie. Meaning that when she goes home, she is still facing all kind of inconveniences and struggles and challenges. Yeah. So, are there times where you go back down to the depression or feel really sad, or you're always so calm and collected, so sensible of the world?
There's a message that I wanted to actually tell everyone here today, actually, and I think it is really important for people to understand that you really have to give yourself permission to grieve and break down so that you can build yourself back up again. I don't believe in pretending to be strong all the time. I don't think it's a good thing. If you're broken, you're broken. If you're feeling broken, you've just got to, you've got to deal with it, accept it. Give yourself permission to feel broken. And because if you just pretend that you're okay the whole time, you're just going to burn out. And I know because I tried that. I just carried on, completely neglecting myself. And but once I started taking care of myself, then it became better.
So how does a workaholic of 20 years learn to do that? How much success do you have in doing that, in taking care of yourself? Because on the one hand you are saying that, on the other hand I'm imagining in my mind all those conversations we have in you still trying to juggle 100 things at once.
I do. And I think I will always, I will always, but I prioritize, I prioritize. I do try to be everywhere all at once and everything all at once. But as far as my children are concerned, I'm very much a one-man show, and I just tell myself I do what I can. I do what I can. Yeah, and then try and try to be less of a control freak lah, which is what I was.
So learning to let go.
Yeah. And I thought, I was a planner. My life was in order. I had the job, I had the marriage, I had this. Suddenly, life just went, here, I'll give you this. What do you do?
That's a big ladder, big snake.
And then, so that was a huge lesson for a control freak like me, who was always in control. Allah Ta'ala then said, you are not in control. And that is a huge lesson. Huge, huge lesson. I don't think I'm the same person that I was 5 years ago,
Are you a better person?
I'd like to think so, because my daughter has taught me so much,
Oh, by the way, the daughter is so cute, so intelligent, so smart. Can we share Fatima's page?
Yeah, actually. Yes, you have a question?
So, what do you think the one Zubaidah from 5 years ago would say to the Zubaidah now?
Whew. I think she would say, well done. Yeah. So,
wow.
yeah, because I think people don't really understand what it's like to have special needs children. And I have two, I sometimes really still wonder how I manage. I still don't know, That's why I can't give you the science. I can't tell you that this is how it should be done, It's just experience, It's just experience. It's life. It's my daughter being my teacher, And then us opening up our minds to take the lessons, to take the lessons from each and every event that happens to you, that challenges you. It is an opportunity to grow each and every time. So that cultivates the positive mindset.
We'll take one question, and then I'll ask the last one, and then we'll finish, because we have gone past time. Anyone on the floor who would like to? Yes, aside from Jacqueline, does anyone have a question? If not, we would pass the mic to Jacqueline. Imaginary mic, right? Okay, Jacqueline, please.
So I just want to know, Miss, when life gives you that, of course it scares you and took you by surprise. And then I just want to know in how you accept it and where you are now. Does it still scare you every time you think about it or anything? If so, how do you put yourself out there again to be like as successful and as strong as you are now?
It doesn't scare me anymore. I think I am very, very glad that I was chosen to be their mom. I think if not for them, I would be a very different person. My perspectives wouldn't be what they are now, and I don't think that I don't think I'd have helped. I'd have wanted to help as many people as I want to help now. So really, their birth, their existence has touched so many lives. They've touched so many lives. They've brought so many people together. So I am really looking forward to the future. That's pretty much it.
Yes, do you think like accepting everything that you've been through gave you the comfort to talk about it?
Acceptance is everything. Acceptance is everything. I've got this video that I sent you of Fatima when she was born.
I have a first question. You know how parents in the past used to hide their children away
Yeah.
when they have all this? So if you do see them, Zubaidah, what do you think that I think they should be open enough to approach. It's the same thing with mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went into a project management classes with some kids from UPD on CPDL. The doctor was having a hard time because the mother was trying to hide the mother. Because mental health is not a disease, it's the same with autism. Because my son is slightly autistic. So we had a hard time. So you can't hide those people. I'm telling you this because in the future you might have them yourself.
Yeah.
So you don't hide them. Yeah?
That's right. That's right. I want to share one video of Fatima when she was born.
Sudahkah? Listen to it.
And then what she looks like now. And then just cut the volume on the video.
No.
No volume on the video. With no volume.
Yep.
Okay. So this is Fatima when she was born. She's come a long way. So you just remember, she teaches me a lot about managing adversity. Every day is a lesson. Every day is a lesson. And she is my greatest teacher. So when I have bad days, I look at my daughter and I'm thinking, if she can overcome everything, I can.
My final question is your departing advice for especially the young girls out here.
Oh, do you have time, really? I always say just never give up. Never give up. You may not be what you want to be or aspire to be, but you can always still touch a person by being kind, for example. You can always still give, a part of yourself that's not academic, that's not a professional offering, just by being human. Okay? I think that's what I would impart. Really. Kindness goes a long way. You know, a little kindness goes a long way. So I would say don't be. Success isn't really defined by your career, your profession. It's not. Success really lies in being a good person and living a purposeful life. At the end of the day, I'm really, really happy that I am not working towards that high court judgeship. It's secondary. What I want to be is I want to be the best example to my children, for them to look up to and try and follow in my footsteps, you know. And then I hope that cycle goes on. So just try and be the best human being you can be, rather than the best lawyer, rather than the best doctor. Just be the best human being you can be.
You're not very nice, you know, because you're stealing the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lailatul Zubaidah. You know, I met so many wonderful people because of my rare chance encounter with you. So, you know, it goes to speak. What great circle of support and kind people that you attract.
And again, these all come out of adversity. You know? So many good things can come out of it.
We have an appreciation certificate, which we would like to invite our Pendura Haja Kamala to pass to you. Do you want to say a few words? You hold on to this? Yes. Come stand here. Stay here. Pendura Haja Kamala is the head of corporate affair, marketing, human resource. What do you call that? Okay, please.
No. I'm the head of human resources, strategic communications and admin for Petronas Brunei. So I've been here for 10 years since inception, and I'm still here because I love my job. and I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones. So just a few words for Zubaidah. I know Zubaidah since I was little. Although we do lose touch for a couple of years, but I salute her. I follow her IG. I do make comments on Fatima a few times. I don't know if I can be like Zubaidah because, to be honest, she is a superwoman. You know? At times it does put tears to my eyes. Even now I do still feel a little bit shaky, and I'm proud to be standing next to her. Good words, and yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Oh, we have to take a picture together now.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
Thank you. Yeah, we're only 15 minutes behind. Not too bad. Not too bad. Thanks. How do I get back to my slide? Yeah. Just wait.